How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're going to get back into In Other Waters. I think this might be the final chapter. We are going to go and meet this so-called Ocean Mind. We are very close to being done. We're at 8 hours. Sounds about right. Okay. Yeah, we'll just jump right in. We've got one last thing to do on this planet that humans fucked up. You jerks. Alright, we're all up to date. Yeah, we're all up to date on that. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. Did we have any samples to scan? I think we were all scanned up. All of these are all scanned. That one's not. It's weird. There are these two entries that aren't finished.
Hello.
Hello, Smork. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? I feel like there were creatures out here in the... You know what? We're just going to take a quick stop in the Pillar Gardens because I feel like there were a couple specimens maybe we needed to scan out here. I feel like we missed something. I'm going to go take a quick look out there in these Pillar Gardens to make sure we didn't miss anything. All right, and we got to use our jet booster. What do we got here? It's a shed feather, and we already have a lot of that stuff scanned. We're looking for creature specimens that are unscanned. There was like a worm. Maybe? Oh, there's more feathers. Oh! Did I miss that one? I think I missed that opportunity. There's another tail. Yeah, because we already have those tails. But we don't have an entry for the thing the tail belongs to, I think is the problem. Right. Oh. We got those guys scanned too. A feather arm. I'm not sure actually if we have one of these before. There's some kind of worm over here. I'm pretty sure. Or bright pollen. Smork, how are you doing? Is everything good with you? JFK, RFK brainworm? Is that what you mean, RFK? Yeah. Yeah, probably. That's what we're that's what we're looking for. Good old RFK brainworm. A petal shoot. I'm not sure we have one of those either. Yeah, I don't think we do. There's nothing else over here though. Alright, we're gonna put on our booster so we can try to zip around here a little faster. You've been kind of busy, you missed a couple streams? That's alright. pretty good story in this game. But yeah, everything's up on YouTube, so you can always go, as you know. Check it out later. But yeah, it's no worries. I just do this for fun, and if people want to come and hang out, and if they're able to come and hang out, that's okay. But yeah, no worries. I hope everything's been good, even if it's been busy. I'm looking for like an unscanned travel point that would represent that somewhere that we haven't been yet. Oh shit! Did you see that? That was a specimen we could have scanned. Oh, there, it's right there. Pillar worm, there we go. Long segmented creatures with distinctive bright tails burrow into the hard rock of the pillars to protect themselves. I'll name these pillar worms. They seem to have burrows all over the place. Okay. Now, I was right. There was just one. We just needed one. Okay. Let's go up and get these, probably get these samples scanned now. Finish out those entries, and then we'll head down to the deep mine. Oh no, it looks like those other two were already scanned. Okay, there's pillar worm updated, and maybe this one too. Perfect. Now we have scanned all of our samples that we've got. Alright, now let's go read the tax entries for this. Sectionotinea, segment worms, the pillar worm. Pillar worms are long, thin, segmented creatures that live deep in the dark tunnels and recesses of the rock pillars found in the East Reef. They're frustratingly difficult to observe properly, due both to their shyness and their surprisingly rapid swimming speed. They can, however, be startled out of their burrows by consistent tapping on the rock. Once glimpsed, it's evident they have striations that taper to a bright, lure-like tail. Their front half is protected with overlapping rigid plates. They also seem to be burrowing or excavating creatures, ejecting dust and sediment periodically from their burrows. Further analysis is required to determine why they live so reclusively within the pillars. Analysis of the pillar worm's chitinous plate shows a creature heavily adapted to its burrowing lifestyle. It seems that the chitinous plates found around the organism's head are precisely grooved, allowing the worm to chip away at existing recesses to create tunnels, and funneling the sediment back towards the entrance. These grooves should also help protect the creature's head from abrasions while traversing the burrows. It's logical, then, that these bugs create the tunnels that other life, especially the silken tendrils in their petal gardens, require. They must be one of the foundations of this unique ecosystem, turning the hard rock pillars into vertical gardens through their obsessive burrowing. Dissection of a pillar worm's tail has shed light on their hunting and feeding behaviors. The tail itself is made from many panels of bright translucent chitin. Given the tail's brightness and the way it waves in a current, it's reasonable to conclude that the worm is using it as a lure. It could be an effective tool for the worm to attract small grazers to a tunnel's mouth with, before pouncing from the burrow and pulling its prey into the hole with it. However, the tail might serve another function too as a countermeasure against predators. Was the specimen bitten off or willingly ejected? Either way, the pillar worm remains good at hiding its secrets within those dark burrows. There's our sketch of a burrow pillar worm. Swimming fans, grooved shell segments, some feeding mandibles, oak leaf markings on their head. Interesting. All right. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's the last tax entry. All right. Here we go. Into the deep vents. We are almost at the hydrothermal vents, 3 kilometers down. This has to be close to this suit's range. I can hear the plates creaking. Somehow we are maintaining 1 atmosphere of pressure inside the hard suit. We are like we're over 3 kilometers down. If we make it back up, we'll be setting a strong first record for deep dives on Gle 67cc. There's almost nothing in the water column here, no life to speak of. But the oceanic mine should be somewhere ahead. That's our target, whatever monster Baikal left us. I'm ready. Let's find it. All right. Touchdown zone. After a long descent through gradients of blue, the seafloor is a welcome sight. We have arrived. Layered with a wispy fog of oceanic ooze, the darkness of the plain is absolute. It's costing us oxygen to be down here. Streaks of iron ore have accrued across the seafloor, the mark of nearby hydrothermal activity. There's not enough oxygen down here to use the rebreathers, so I'm on reserves. The survey data we pulled showed the vents running north from here along a ridge. Keep moving, we haven't got long. Edges of volcanic rock poke through the sediment, black strips against the bright mineral and metal ores. A soft drift of sediment flakes catches in the suit's lamps, falling from the venting fluid as it spreads into the waters above. What's that? Big glow. It's a hydrothermal vent, I think. Black plumes of fluid rise from a crystalline chimney, discolored with yellow sulfur streaks. Incredible, look at these things. I remember reading about the discovery of hydrothermal vents on Earth centuries ago. Donnelly, Corliss, Van Andel, 3 geologists, they never expected to find life in that eternal darkness. And yet there it was, whole ecosystems we never knew were there, totally independent of the sun's light. They were imagined to be models of alien ecosystems, life in its most extreme forms, but until this planet, that proved to be false. To all of humanity, the universe was dead. Damn Baikal for keeping this place from us, for keeping humanity in the dark. Bone-pale sand mounds surround the chimneys like great piles of cremation ash. Towering pale spires shimmer with the intense heat of the vents as chemicals are pumped into the water from deep below the planet. Ooh, that's a big vent. We go left to right here. Rich in minerals, the black plumes of the vents tower over us, fading into the black of the ocean above. The tiered structure of the vents evidences their eons of incremental growth as deposits build up around them. Let's go left. Get a little geology lesson over here, maybe. Gases vent up through the sand, creating these thin strings of bubbles. The glint of fool's gold catches the light of the lamp, scattering among the talc mounds. Away from the center of the cluster, collapsed chimneys and pillow lava create a landscape of stratified shapes. Close to the vent, masked by the shimmering water, I can see the shapes of a distorted creature long dead. What is that? I don't understand. Where's the life? This ecosystem is totally barren. All these minerals, nutrients, heat, and nothing feeding off it. How can this be? Could it just be this vent? Let's keep looking. Another vent is beginning to form in the rock here, a low pile of crystalline androhite starting to gather. The intense heat of the vents quickly fades off as it mixes with the cold seawater. Mounds of gray rock sit in a bed of pale talc sand, evidence of ancient volcanic processes. Let's get a little closer to the vent, maybe. Get right in there. Rubble of sealed chimneys lies all around, the hydrothermal fluid seeking other exits, forming new vents. Should have brought some oxygen reserves. The overhangs shimmer with trapped gases, reflecting the twisted shapes of strange dead creatures at the spire's base. More creatures over here? No, nothing. I'm not sure what those are then. Nothing shows up on the scanner. Out of sight of the vents, hidden in the dark, the heavy silence of the sea floor returns. Aeons of sediment blanket the seafloor, so pale and empty. The artificial mine Dakari was building down here, what was the end goal? Was Baikal hoping to control this whole ecosystem? An entire planetary agriculture, attuned to feed their needs. An ecology manipulated by the possibility of genetic rewriting. A power stolen from the artificers. an enslaved planet, like Earth. I know now why Monet was secretive. She knew that if they found this place again, that would be it for life here. Another vent chimney. Where's all the life that should thrive on the rich fluid which blackens the water? Strange tiered and curved rocks sit all around, distorted by tectonic processes and stained with mineral growth. Surfaces around this vent are thick with sediment, but absent of all life. Even the ubiquitous bacterial mats are nowhere to be seen. Another barren vent. This place has been wiped clean. Something is wrong here. What did they do? Around the base of the vents, gas bubbles stream out of cracks, forming pillars which glitter beautifully in the suit's lamps. Bleached sand is almost perversely clean. No life has marked its surface in decades. What did they do here? Another spire sits at the edge of the cluster, filling the water with blackened fluid like a lightless bonfire. Here, away from the vents, piles and piles of distorted corpses lie, their whorled bones dusted with pale sediments. Oh God, look at these creatures. The bodies, it looks like progressive ossification. The muscles have become bone. Their mutations are extreme, like cancerous growths. There's no structure to their anatomy. The mind, is this what it made? These senseless monstrosities? Corpse piles. Radial piles of long-dead creatures frozen in crippled states of deformation scar the seafloor. Oh no. The corpses become a mass of undifferentiated matter, with the occasional shape of a bone or shell like a tooth growing inside a tumor. A vast organic sphere towers over the corpses, its ornate geodesic patterns mirroring those of the artificers. Oh, they really fucked up here. The mind, it's huge. But it's silent. It's been silent for decades. This is no cradle of life, it's a grave. Did they fail? Is this all that's left? A broken mind lying in a bed of corpses? They had no idea what they were doing, the arrogance of all this. A whole ecosystem boiled down to nothing, the artificers lost to us. These are Baikal's crimes, Akari's crimes. What a waste. Is there nothing left? We should look inside. The Oceanic Mind, a vast, ornate structure grown in the Baikal labs, sits broken and dead on the seafloor, its interior a dark cavern. And down we go. Cavernous interior drills down into the ocean, its biological layers like the slices of a CT scan. At least we're back on oxygen. Almost 3.2 kilometers down now. There's something alive. An artificer. A small but ornate geodesic exoskeleton lies in the silt. Inside, the artificer shifts and reforms with a rhythmic consistency. Is it alive? Is that an artificer? It survived. Or it was born here? Does that mean there are more? It looks dormant. Is it even alive? Wait, do you hear that? It's singing. I can feel... It knows. It knows what we are. And it is afraid. I understand why. Look what humans did here. I'm sorry. Wait, No, come back. It's gone. We should be going too. We are running down our oxygen. It's a long way back up. Come on, there's nothing left for us here. Maybe they're not extinct at least? What's that heartbeat noise? Something's going on. Something's happening. Okay, time to go. I'm beginning the ascent. So they're still out there, the artificers. This is their planet, and we owe them so much. I suppose it's your planet too, with the mind being a failure, colony destroyed. You are its last artifact, born here. And now, this is my home too, mine and Minet's. There's so much left for me to do, so much to study, so much to understand. Our history here, it is ugly. It's something I don't want to be a part of. But this planet's future, maybe we can have a part in that. Minet gave everything for the truth. Some residual part of the artificers changed her, but I hope she knows that she succeeded. This place is no longer a secret, no longer by Cal's to control. Thank you, Minet. And thank you, to you, for staying with me, for guiding me. Together I think we can make a change. Show humanity Baikal's crimes, make them accountable. We both carry burdens here, but the past doesn't define us. Life continues here, despite everything that happened. I can find comfort in that. I think I'm going to stay. I don't have anything left out there, but here I have Minet, I have you. And I have a purpose. Someone needs to swim these waters to catalog this world. When I was little, I swam every day. I'd walk down to the ocean and step into it without a thought. I lost that degree by degree as Earth's oceans died. But here, things can be like that once again. These waters can wash all the old ways away. And together, we will see what's left when they do. Is that the end? It is. Oh. There wasn't much left. There was only like 20 minutes left. Alright, well. It was very good. We're gonna skip to base. I don't know if there's anything left. I'm pretty sure we have all the taxa. Maybe there's a little bit more conversation, I think. Well, there might be. Hey, wake up. You've been out a while, as usual. I've been thinking, we've maybe got a few weeks before someone turns up here. It could be Baikal chasing down the transmission signature of this base. It could be someone else entirely passing through the system, picking up my shuttle transponder. Whoever it is, we need to be ready. I want to log everything we can, every species, every sample. I want a wealth of data to show to the inhabited systems, to the off-world colonies, to Earth. They won't erase us. They won't erase this planet. We are going to show it to everyone, together. So let's start studying. There's a whole ocean to go at, and just a few weeks to do it. Okay, I'm ready. Choose our next dive. I think I've got everything, though. Right? I think we categorized everything? Let me check. Let's read the last log here. Personal log 08. Now the real work begins. Whatever was left of the oceanic mind, it is dead. Another failed experiment, another biological atrocity to add to humanity's list. But I don't want to let it define us and our role on this planet. We can't start fresh, I know that, but the artificers are still here, and that means we can reach them. I want to show them we are curious, we are kind, we're able to live alongside them. There is still so much left to study here, so many questions to answer, but I'm not scared anymore. I'm excited to see what we can achieve in the time we have. People will come here soon enough, and when they do, I want to show them what we have found. the evidence of Baikal's crimes, and what we need to protect. If people can see this place for what it is, a second chance, then maybe they will want to protect it too. That's what my father believed, and my mother believed. That if people could understand what they were losing, they would want to save it. Let's get to work. I think we have everything, right? There's no entry for the artificers, though. I don't think. We scanned all of our samples, I think. Oh, hold on. There's one unscanned sample. I am missing something. A glowing shelf found among the brine. I am missing something. Okay. So maybe there is just a little bit more. There's Monet-ish. Sonar scan. I think we have to go into the brine pools. I think there's something in the brine pools we missed. Maybe those huge giant walking things that were like reverse hermit crabs. They kept accumulating stuff and putting it on their backs. Maybe we missed something down there. We have the brine eaters, pretty sure. Yeah, those things. Yeah, I need more specimens, those giant walkers. Wreck oasis. I have the lung crests. I have the brine eaters. I have cold fire fans, cold fire bathers. Eaten fronds. A bristly limb. I'm not sure if we have any of those, but I'll pick them up. I think we do. Yeah, we have one of those too, but I'll take it just in case we need the energy. For some reason I feel like it's down here, it's not in the wreck. Maybe it's behind the way station, or behind the drone. Because this was the crashed ROV. Yeah, that's where the terminal is. Oh yeah, here we go. New sections.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us.
Sure Star.
Not me.
Well, first of all, thank you for the 14 months. Holy smokes. I really appreciate that a lot. Maybe it's behind my head. There's nothing back there. There's nothing back there. Thanks for coming by. How you doing, bud? Looking for one more creature. Oh, it might be way out here. Getting all the way in these deep pools. Oh, look at this one. Jesus, toxic waters. Yeah, it's... Oh. There we go. Brine Strider. A stilt-legged crab-like creature that clears the brine pools of dead remains, providing a habitat for glowing life on its wide shell. I'll call these mournful creatures Brine Striders. They're walking lanterns, calling out in the dark. There's distant lights this way, too. And I am going to maybe suffocate. Due to circumstances, not too bad. Well, that's good. I'm assuming, like... Because you live down there. That's what you're talking about. Creature shed its bubble crest on this desolate island. Carrier is nowhere to be seen, perhaps lost to the brine. Is this a new sample? No, we have mucus bubbles, I think. But I'm glad that you're doing okay anyway. I know the world is a chaotic place recently. Shed carapace. Because there's going to be 2 samples from those walkers. I think... Oh, here's an unknown animal shell. Stony carapace shed by a creature near the brine pools. That's one. There's going to be a second sample, too. I mean, in the way of the circumstances weren't there, it would be better. Okay. Well. I hope that they are... It's getting a little abstract. I hope that things continue to get better for you, Jorstar. I'm glad that you're doing okay, and I hope that they continue to get better. Okay, the brine shell and the young carapace, I think, are the 2 that we needed for the big walkers. We're going to try to get back across this pool before running out of oxygen. Yeah, I know. I'm running low on oxygen. Okay. I think that's it. We'll get recalled now. Oh, you recently lost a close relative? Ah, I'm very sorry to hear that. That sucks. I had an uncle... not super close with him, but he was a good guy. I had an uncle recently pass away very suddenly, so yeah, that really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Jorstar. I hope things get better for you. All right, let's deposit these samples. I think it's just the 2 for that Strider, 2 shell fragments. 1 Brine Strider and 2 for Brine Strider. Okay. I think this is going to be... This is it now. Our Brine Striders. Brine Striders are towering crab-like creatures which live among the brine pools. Their tall, reed-like legs keep their carapace from the toxic waters that claim most other creatures. The bones and shells of creatures that die to the brine pools adorn the Strider's carapaces, pulled from the brine by a pair of extended claws. Among these rocky piles, smears of bioluminescence glow blue. This pulsing life, whatever it is, finds shelter in the remains the Striders collect. But why do the Striders make these creatures a home in the first place? I'm also curious how, if the Striders are vulnerable to the brine, do adolescents reach the heights required to survive? In order to understand more about these obscure creatures, perhaps we need to analyze the glowing brine-clogged remains they gather, which we have. Analysis of a brine-clogged shell reveals a complex chain of chemical reactions. Among this chemical richness, a form of extremophile bacteria feeds on the brine's chemical traces. When the Striders collect these remains, they also collect the bacterial colonies that live on them. Removed from the brine, but still feeding on the chemicals saturated shells and bones, these bacterial colonies produce a bright glow, a side effect of their metabolism. Do the Striders know that they are turning themselves into pale beacons? What is the nature of the relationship between these bacteria and the Striders? I need to understand more about the life cycle of a Strider and how they grow to such heights. Analysis of a juvenile Strider's carapace paints an enigmatic but beautiful picture. The adornments of shell and bone only begin as the brine Strider matures, each arrangement being the life's work of that individual. Through this, though the Striders often live apart from each other, it seems that they still communicate. Their adornments, which grow taller and brighter, act as beacons. They can signal for food, signal to mate. They keep company from afar. Gathering the remains and their glowing bacterial colonies is a ritualistic process, a way for each of these large and ponderous creatures to create an identity within this ecosystem through a living, growing work of biological sculpture. Nice. Oh, weird. Spindly. Very spindly legs. Extended gathering limbs. About 4 to 6 meters tall. Cool. Okay. So now the question is, do I have everything? I don't know how to tell when we're done. I think we've scanned everything. Looks like we've scanned everything. I don't know what to do other than make sure that we have a sketch for everything. I'm going to save and go back to the menu. I'm going to see what our save file says we have. We're at 100%. So I guess we're just done? Oki, I'm up on the comm level. Come quick. I'm about to do something stupid. I repaired the antenna. I'm starting to think I should have been an engineer. I know I said we would wait to be rescued, but I'm sick of waiting. Everything we have discovered together, this whole ecosystem, we need to share it. I'm about to broadcast it all. Your scans and maps, my notes and sketches, everything we know about Glee 667cc. I'm sending it on all channels, 1 million data packets heading out into the black. That way we can be sure it will make it out. We don't own this place, not any more than anyone else. So we can't keep it just for ourselves. There's too much beauty, too much hope in these documents, too much of a future. All these hours of study and discovery, they've changed me, changed my life. But I'm ready for what comes next. Thank you for helping me get here. Right, that's enough of a speech. I've talked enough for the both of us by now. It's up to you to do the honors. Hit the switch, it's time. Alright, here we go. Oh, just credits again. This happened in Citizen Sleeper 2. Also. You have multiple credits, I guess, for hitting the various goals. That seems to be Gareth's style. Okay, now are we done? I'm gonna go back just to see if there's anything else, because that happened in Citizen Sleeper. Also. Yeah, I think we're done. We don't find out what happens with Monet other than that she is basically turned into a plant that lives in the med bay. No new points on the dive map, I don't think. You know what? I'm just gonna go see if there's anything down. If we can go find an artificer, maybe. Now that we've finished everything. Just speed run to it because we have all these points scanned at least. And we're short on oxygen, but I could probably do this. And ultimately, it's going to save us oxygen. We also spent a lot of time reading the descriptions of all of these as we were down here on the first attempt too, so let's charge this back up. It would be nice if there was an artificer back there. Be a nice Easter egg, but I have a feeling that that is not the case. But just in case. If there is an Easter egg, I want to find it. No, there's nobody here. Okay. Well, then that's it. I think we're all done in other waters. It was a very nice story. It was a very interesting game. I had a lot of fun. Very abstracted. Allows them to be very creative in their storytelling. GG to well played. Thank you, Smart. Okay, so